everyone. So what I'm going to present is really relevant with what Alessia and Francesco just presented. I'm going to present a game design project in the field of therapy for kids with neurological impairments. As she said already, I'm from OpenDot, which is a Fab Lab, a digital fabrication lab in Milano, which contributed with its skills and knowledge in prototyping and co-design, and also with .dot, which is a design studio, an interaction design studio, and .dot kicked in the knowledge in user interface and user experience. What I'm going to present is TOP, which is a suite of 7 video games. TOP means together to play. And this suite of video games is meant to be used with the eye tracker and the eye tracker only. And we chose this kind of technology and interaction because collecting eye movements data, we can first see how kids respond to cognitive tasks. And consequently, we can monitor their progress and create a custom therapy for each one of them. Actually, there were many more partners, many more players in this project. TOG is the non-profit organization that was the original proposer of the project. And they are an institution that work with kids with neurological disabilities, different kind of neurological disabilities. And so the name of the suite is TOP because TOG is together to go and TOP is together to play. And then WeAreMuesli is the game design studio. PhuseLab works on affective computing, and Fondazione Mondino is, again, an institution that works with neurological disabilities. We work together with the methods of co-design. And co-design means that in every step of the design process, everyone puts their knowledge, shares their knowledge in order to converge gaming, therapeutic, and scientific needs. So let's start to frame who are our gamers in this case. They are kids, a group of 26 kids from 3 to 12 years old. And having a neurological disability generally means that they really struggle to develop all the basic cognitive skills that we people need to understand the world. For example, comparison, exploration, classification, this kind of skills. And what makes this struggle even more difficult is the fact that they often lack completely or partially the possibility to interact with their peers. But following what Feuerstein method says, and which is the method that TOG Foundation used for rehabilitation and therapy, intelligence is defined as the body's propensity to change in its cognitive structure in response to the need to adapt to new stimuli. So this means that neuronal structure are flexible, modifiable, and enhanceable if we find the correct stimuli. So our goal as designers, and with the help of all the other partners, is to create this stimulus through video games, in order to help these kids to learn and improve the skills, and basically help them to learn, because that's what cognitive skills needs to. We set 2 parameters, like 2 features at the basis of the design process, which are inclusivity and empathy. They were then translated into the game rules or the game interface. And in general, they were translated into a street game setting. And this was meant also to help the kids to engage more with the games, because, as I said, we are trying to make games that also help having some experiences similar to every kid's, so street games, and to have an experience that, as everyone, helps them create these skills autonomously, like playing. In the suite, we have 7 games, and they are divided into 3 categories. One is training, which are, this category is basically the gym for the eye, and it's meant for approaching the eye tracker, which can be kind of stressful at the beginning. Then cognitive games, which are the core of the suite. And then entertainment games are just meant for the simple purpose of having fun and relaxing. So in the training games, there are 3 games. The first one is cause and effect. What you see are the prototypes that we are testing with the kids. And cause and effect is just to learn that to every eye movement that you do, some transformation, something happens on the screen. So to understand this kind of consequentiality. Then fixation and pursuit is to understand that not just by moving and watching things, something happen, but something happen also if you fix for a longer period of time something, or if you pursue it, if you chase it. So in this game we have, for example, 3 transportation means. It's the space race, the machine, and the submarine, and each one moves to a different direction. So from bottom to the top, or from left to right, or from top to bottom for the submarine. And then the other one is exploration and precision. This is to train the faculty to wander around the screen, and also to, in this case we have musical instruments. If you explore all the instruments and all their details, then some other transformation will happen. So to understand that you have to explore everything and every details of a scene. Then in the cognitive games, we have systematic exploration. This cognitive skill is the fact that you first have to explore a scene and then make a decision. And it is based on the game of hide and seek. So you first have to analyze where your friend went to hide, and then follow the right path to find him. Of course, these are really basic levels, but the kids we're working with need to start from really basic levels. And then the other one is comparison. So the translation in English, I don't know if they make sense because they are translated from Italian names. So statues is 1, 2, 3 stella. That's what Wikipedia said. It's called statues. And so basically it's comparing figures first and after, before and after. The classification game is based on the game of Strega Comanda Colore, so which says this didn't have a translation in English, so it's straightforward. And the character has to move around in the scene and classify elements based on one or more features, so all the clouds or the red objects, etc. And the last one is inferences, hopscotch. This is international. And so the kid is given one scene and the last one, and he has to guess the mid passage, like how to go from the first to the second to the last one, and which is the correct answer between the two. Then the entertaining games, they're more fun, but probably for the kids they are also kind of the more difficult, because to play these games you need to have some of the previously mentioned skills already kind of acquired. So we're also trying to make them with a really smooth entrance and approach. So the first one is pillow fight against monsters. The second one is sack race. Sorry, I'm going just through this list because I don't want to bore you with all the details of the game specifics. So this one is space race against the crocodile. And the last one is dodgeball. Just 2 seconds of the game, so yeah. All the games are meant to be mediated by a therapist, and this is also part of the Feuerstein method that says that the therapy has to be mediated by someone, like a therapist or a parent or someone that teaches the kid how to improve their skills. And through the tablet, The therapists control basically everything, so when to start and stop the game, and they can also control some features, some parameters, for example, the length of the fixation that is required to an action to take place, so 0 seconds or 1 second, for example. They can also add characters, so targets, etc. And so they kind of play with the kid and they create a custom experience for every kid. What completes the suite is the platform that we are building. And this part is really at an early stage. It's going to be a platform that helps to make sense of all the data that we collect through the eye tracker. And in this game session, we collect everything. So all the event, so the game scene, all the eye movements, and all the therapist interventions. So if they, for example, make something ring to recall the kid attention, etc. So all these things are collected, and on the platform, we want to transform the data into some useful information to monitor their improvements in attention and comprehension, and we want to try to find out if there are eye patterns for every kid, and if these patterns evolve in time, and to gain general statistics on each kid or comparing the kids. So what are the elements of change that we expect from this project? They are based on 2 levels mainly. One is on the process side and the other one is on the outcome. On the process is the fact that we involved a lot of partners and we are actually working all together with putting together all our skills at the same time. This makes this process helped on the outcome to make a suite that is really specific and relevant for kids with this type of disabilities. And so the whole path, the whole rehabilitation path is coherent and complete in itself, while previously the therapists were kind of forced to use games that were, for example, inside the eye tracker drivers, but not really relevant for some pathologies or their kids. And on the medical level, we hope that maybe the data that we collect can help to frame these pathologies under a new perspective. Let's see. Thank you.